Assalamualaikum and good day. I bid to Dr. Aida. I am Wan Nur Afrisha Aryani binti Wan Ali and my metric number is L20A0046. Today, me and my group member Madura will be explaining on part 1 why we decided to disagree on the statement stress can bring benefits to us. Firstly, stress is defined as a feeling of emotional or physical tension which can occur from any event or thoughts that makes you feel disappointed, angry or nervous. We disagree on this statement because stress can bring more harm than good to our mental and physical health. This excessive amount of stress will cause many serious medical problems such as high blood pressure and headache. I believe that many people have headache and feel exhausted when they are stressed. The worst case that can happen when you are stressed is anxiety and also depression, which are very concerning because it will affect your life badly and also cannot be easily recovered in a short period of time. Not just that, your sleep quality will be affected because your brain is too stressed thinking about any problem that you have at that time. When you do not have a good sleep, your body will feel weak and unenergetic for the whole day, which will drain you physically and also mentally. Moreover, stress will decrease the quality of work that you have done. As a university student myself, I am always caught up with a lot of homeworks and assignments to be submitted by the due date set by my lecturers. Most of the time, there will be more than 3 assignments that I have to complete in a period of time. Just imagine if I am stressed while completing my assignments. I believe that the assignments are not the best because I am doing it under pressure and just for the sake of finishing it so that I can feel more relaxed when submitting it. Learning from my past experience, all assignments that I submitted under stress will most likely not receive a good grade. This also applies to other people. Working people, as an example, when working under stress, the quality of their work decreases and ends up having to redo or fix it again because it does not fit the expectation. Before ending, I would like to highlight that stress cannot bring benefits to us. I will pass to my group member, Madura, for further explanation. Thank you for listening.
Hello, Doctor, and hi, everyone. I'm Madhura Kabilan, and my metric number is L280058. As Afrisha told, I myself have gone through the same situation as her. Lots of assignments and chasing the due date to submit earlier can really put us in depression. Besides Afrisha's point, stress can lead a person to avoid interacting with people. The depressed people eventually avoids each and everyone in their life. They will be isolating from everyone around, including their loved ones. They tend to avoid people as they think there's nobody to listen to them. When a person is stressed out and seeking for a person to listen to them, whoever's willing to listen to them should support them emotionally by only listen to them. However, if they get asked questions against them, the stressed people will never approach the people again. All they need is a person who is willing to listen to them quietly. But the failure of finding the right person will eventually leads them to depression. Moreover, depression can also cause a person to lose focus on their present life and their daily activities. This includes loss of appetite, loss in time, unable to meet their work deadlines, messy room, feeling sick, and also feeling low all the time. In addition, stress can be life threatening to some at times. People who can overcome their stress might won't be having suicidal thoughts, but those who fail to overcome their depression and give up on their life, suicide is a possible outcome for them. For instance, it can be seen that during COVID-19 pandemic, people who faced People who faced financial stress attempted and committed suicide. Stress can result from not making enough money to meet their needs, such as paying rents and bills, buying groceries, and also other necessary stuffs. When a person is constantly worried about having no money or not enough money, they decide to commit suicide as they think there's no other way to uh, solve their financial problems. Some even lost their jobs and had a big loss in their businesses. All this results to stress, which can lead a person to commit or attempt suicide. To conclude, stress is affecting people's health and also their life. Therefore, stress is not benefiting us at all. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and a very good day. I bid to Dr. Aida and my fellow group mates. I am Nick Nawardina Nashra binti Nick Kamarul Izan with metric number L20A0021. I will be the first presenter for part 2, and we have made the unanimous decision to choose the second poster as our subject of speech. As we see in in the poster, there's a multitude of causes of stress within a towering beast, and I will be focusing on one of them. One of the most common and prominent causes things that could happen to us, because our future might actually depends on it, and we couldn't afford to fail it. The uncertainty causes the students to become anxious, which can lead to anxiety. However, being anxious is actually a normal response to stress. However, if it occurs for a long time, it can trigger anxiety, which is a mental illness, and can shift the student focus from studying to over worrying about the uncertainties, which cause them to stress even more. I actually relate to being so stressed and anxious about my exam and my deadlines, because as we know, some of our subjects are not doesn't have a final exam, and instead we are marked with our assignment. So as my fellow group mates, I'm sure they will agree with me. We actually have a lot of back-to-back deadlines for multiple of assignments that actually have given me a lot of anxiety and stress, because I'm for some reason I'm always afraid that I somehow won't turn it in time. And lastly, I am actually intrigued with the way the creator of the poster depicts stress, because sometimes it really does feels like it is some kind of beast lurking and waiting to take you down and break you. The last thing I would like to add is that being stressed for exams is a normal thing, and we as students should know how to deal with it in a healthy way to prevent any mental illness from rooting itself inside our minds. I hope that I can deal with my anxiety and stress better for the future, so it doesn't affect my performance as a student. So I would like the next speaker, please.
Thank you to Nino Wardida. Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nur Izzati binti Yusuf. So my metric number is L20800026. From the poster that we choose, we also can see that what resides inside the monster. It is a bag of money and coins that maybe resembles to student debt that they can make that they make to pursue their studies and support their living. The monster itself maybe resembles to the build-up stress that might experienced by the university students. Stress caused by the financial difficulties is a common problem among university students. Money is indeed a sensitive topic, especially when it's come to college students getting through a higher education. They will constantly think and worry about how they can afford their study. Uh, so they had no choice to but to make decision to take out a loan student and working part-time to support their study and living expense at the same time. When they become stressed about their financial or busy working, it might affect their focus during lectures and class, and this can affect their results too. As a university student myself, I can deeply relate to this situation as I come from a poor family. I constantly worried about money and how can I afford such an expensive fee to pay, and in the end decided to take out a student loan. In addition to that, staying at home right now is not easy either. Um, yeah. I still need to think about my monthly expense on the internet data, as I need to attend online classes that use a lot of data. Worrying where I can get the money to pay as my parents myself are barely support me financially. So to conclude my point, I also want to relate to the poster where there's a child crying while the parents are fighting. Whenever my parents are fighting, mostly when it comes to money, I always holding it in and can help but to listen to their arguments, and that really stress me out. In the end, being stressed is not a good thing for you, for your mental health. Always remember to take a deep breath and try to relax a little, even it is hard on you. I think that's all for me. Thank you. I pass to another speaker.
Is Murada Matsura Bitimama Achari, and my metric number is L20A0067. Based on the poster, the feeling of urgency to finish and submit assignment on time when the due date is just around the corner makes students to be stressed out. This may affect the quality of their assignment that they submit and also the grade that they are going to get based on the assignment that they submit. Based on what Afrisha and Wardina said a moment ago, the feeling of anxiety that took over them made them to not be able to put all their efforts in doing their assignments. And this will make them start to think that they that this will make them start to have negative thought in them, saying that as and they start to think that this part is wrong and it should be like this, and they start to overthink that the assignment that they make is off topic. And when they when they are stressed out, they tend to start overthinking, and by overthinking all of things that they are going to do, especially on assignment, it will put much more pressure on them. A moment ago, Afrisha also mentioned about sleeping disorder. Sleeping disorder happen when they take out too much stress that they can put up too much stress that they can put up with. So with having too much stress take up on them, they will start to feeling that all of the thing that they will start to think that the time that they have to do their assignment is much shorter than they actually are. And from what Madura said, they tend to fall into depressions. Well, with the lack of sleep and taking up too much stress on them, it might happen to students who have two of these. Two of these means lack of benefits and taking too much stress on themselves. So they will prone to fall into depressions, and when they fall into depressions, the negative thought that usually doesn't come into their minds will come much faster and much easier, and they will actually have they will actually have a chance of having a suicide mind, a suicidal thinking, like what Madura said a moment ago. So to conclude it all, stress is not beneficial at all to all of us, especially for students that are going to further their study, especially in this kind of era that need us to do an online classes. Stress doesn't only come from the feeling of doesn't have only one source. They come from themselves and from internally and externally. For external reason of them to be stressed is when one of the main reason for students nowadays is the Wi-Fi connections, because when they are on time to send their assignment, but because of their internet connections are not good at that time, they'll get to be so stressed out that they will be stressed out because they should be able to send it on time, but they can't send it on time because of the Wi-Fi connections. Stress can also build up when we are on exam, on the day of exam. I'm sure that all of you have experienced it when you are answering your exams and suddenly the internet connections are cut off. You will feel so stressed out that when the internet connections are connected back, all the informations that you have read for that exam just flew out of your mind. And when you want to continue answering the question, you will feel so stressed out because the topic that you're going to answer is what you have already read, but because of stress, it just doesn't come to your mind at all. So with that, thank you.